Good morning this Monday, the 8th of May. I'm Grady Wolf, a market analyst with Belderant. It was a turbulent week on global markets last week following the announcements of rate hikes across the major global markets, which in some cases were expected, while others, like out of the RBA, came as a shock to investors. Wall Street rallied on Friday after robust jobs data indicated the economy is faring much better than expected, despite the Fed's aggressive rate hike stance to date. April's jobs data for the US showed jobs growth accelerated by 253,000 new jobs in April. Unemployment fell to 3.4% and wage gains increased solidly. Regional banks felt some much-needed relief across the US markets on Friday as analysts upgraded a number of banks believed to have been oversold. PacWest Bankcorp soared almost 82%, while Western Alliance jumped 49.2%. Apple shares lifted over 4.5% on Friday after the tech giant released quarterly results, including sales declining just 2.5%, which beat expectations. The Dow Jones Industrials Index added 1.7% in its biggest one-session rise since January 6th on Friday, while the S&P 500 rose 1.9% and the tech-heavy Nasdaq added 2.3%. Over in Europe, markets also closed higher on Friday as investors assess the monetary tightening cycle in the region and await key economic data out this week. German activewear giant Adidas lifted 8% on Friday after releasing better-than-expected results. Germany's DAX added 1.44% on Friday, the French CAC rose 1.26%, and in the UK, the FTSE 100 rose almost 1%. The local market closed 0.37% higher on Friday, led by a surge in REIT stocks, while the sector added over 2% to end the week higher. While technology, consumer discretionary and consumer communication services stocks offset some of the market's gains, with these sectors ending Friday's session in the red. On the commodities front this morning, oil has rebounded from last week's slump to trade 4.05% higher this morning at $71.34 a barrel. Gold is down 1.7% at $2,016.28 an ounce, and iron ore is down 3.86% at $99.50 a tonne. Ahead of the local trading session here in Australia, the SPI futures are anticipating the ASX to open 0.89% higher to start the new trading week in the green on the back of Friday's global rally. On the economic data front today, NAB business confidence data for April is released with the forecast of a rise to 1 point from -1 point in March, in a sign the market expects conditions to begin easing for local businesses. The Australian dollar is buying 68 US cents, 91.13 Japanese yen, 52.67 British pence, and 1 New Zealand dollar and 7 cents. And now let's dive into some trading ideas for your consideration today. Bell Potter has downgraded its price target on Janus Henderson from $43.81 to $41.29 following the release of the company's first quarter results. Bell Potter noted that while the company continues to make progress on the new strategy, short-term investment case remains relatively weak, with uncertainty on performance fees, no operating margin improvement, and no obvious catalyst to spark re-rating. And Trading Central has identified a bullish signal on Region Group following the formation of a pattern over a period of 45 days, which is roughly the same amount of time the share price may rise from the close of $2.53 to the range of $2.65 to $2.69, according to standard principles of technical analysis. And that's all we have time for this morning. Have a wonderful Monday, and as always, happy investing.